Hello, hi everyone. So today I'm gonna share about something on parenting. I feel no matter who we are, whether we're parents or children, I feel no matter how amazing as a parent you are, children will always think parents are stupid. That's a fact. So no matter however amazing you are as a person, or even as a parent, as a professional, as a human being, as a woman, as a man, your children or your child will always think you're stupid if you're a parent to them. I've realized this for a long time. And in the beginning, I was, I went through different phases of emotions regarding this. I was a bit hurt in the beginning, and then I was like, I don't care, And then I was like, okay, so children are so arrogant, and, I'm gonna make them see better. I'm gonna let them know, that's not how they can treat me. So there was also like a little bit of like, I don't want to deal with you, or I couldn't care less about you, even though you're my child. So that there was, as you can see, like no matter how subtle, sometimes children will tell you, in your face, that you're stupid, but all the other their body language, all the other signals, that they emanate out actually tell you this message. And as a parent, usually we also emit the same response, whether it's a reaction, whether it's a withdrawal, whether it is whatever, we also emit this through our energy and through our body language. So there's like always kind of a battle going on between parents and children that we don't want to admit most of the time, but it's there and it's very real. So I want to share a little bit about my own experience on this. And in the beginning, as I told you guys, that I was a bit sad feeling this. What changed me was I actually allowed myself to feel. I allowed myself to feel that, wow, yes, this is how my son is, and he's actually very honest to me, so I appreciate that. So in the very beginning, when he was quite young, he already told me, my teachers know everything, but you don't. So I'm gonna listen to my teachers because they're the authority on school, on homework and everything, and you don't know crap. So throughout the years, that we've been together, I've always kind of felt like a little bit of sadness in regards to this, because it's like there's something kind of preventing us from seeing the other person. For example, how my son isn't seeing me. There's something that is blocking him from seeing his mom as his mom. So when he sees his mom as the role, he sees a lot of pictures, a lot of expectations, a lot of things that he doesn't like or he doesn't accept, and that's how he's molded me into something he wants to see. But the truth is, I'm not like that. The truth is, I'm much more than what he allows himself to see. And that is what I feel sad about. Like, wow, like this is a person, my son, that I care about very much. But somehow something is preventing us from seeing each other in our trueness and in our realness. And I felt really sad. But when I felt sad, I was guaranteed that I won't allow my son to actually see who I am. So I become the person that he doesn't want to see. I become exactly that. So it's a little bit kind of mind-blowing, as you can see following my process. So I got really, really vulnerable. I allowed myself to really, really feel the vulnerability in all of this. It's like family, a concept that we talk about a lot. It's a concept that we say, it's the place where we share love, we express love, we're accepted, or that we receive love, is actually not quite the case in real life. It really isn't. And the honesty of that actually brings me to a vulnerability that opened me up to a lot more. So throughout these years, now, currently, presently, my relationship with my son is a long way from what it has been. It's very beautiful. I wouldn't say it's perfect, and there won't be any perfection, in life, but it has grown so much from my willingness to actually allow myself to express me in the true way and allow my son to also see it. So in the beginning, when I allowed myself to express myself, it's not the true way at all. It's quite messy, it's quite emotional, it's quite all over the place, but I didn't shut this out from my son. So every time I allow my son to see me, I would also observe how, this honesty would affect us, would affect the both of us. And every time when I allow myself to feel that deeper, I become, I express myself a bit differently the next time I see him, or that the next time that we communicate. So what I would say is, if you are a parent, never to give up. Never to give up that, when your children thinks you're stupid, when they think they're better than you, when they think they are, they know more than you, don't give up and don't react. Don't feel hurt. Well, maybe not, that's not the most accurate suggestion. Do feel the hurt, but don't allow the hurt to imprison you. Don't stay with the hurt. In fact, when you actually allow yourself to feel the hurt so deeply, the hurt actually dissipates. So I allow myself to feel as much as possible, like, wow, how much this hurts me. How much I actually really want to be close to my son. And if I really allow myself to feel how desperate, the situation is, and how, wow, awful the situation is, actually, I wouldn't want the situation to ever, happen again. And therefore, somehow my life happens in a way where I can slowly, grow and build myself into knowing what to do. So in this case, when I allowed myself to feel how vulnerable and hurt I am in how my son saw me, I was committed, and I made the promise to never not let him know who I am. All the parts of me, the good, the bad, the impulsive, the emotional, the loving, the absolutely grand, and all the amazing parts, as well as all the not so amazing parts of myself. And make sure I allow myself to express, and I make sure that I allow him to know it. And every time when I allow that, I give us, an opportunity to know each other more, to know each other and to accept each other, that we're not perfect and we never will be as human beings, but it doesn't hold back us in communication and in connection. So we can still relate as human beings, very real, and never really, as a role, like me as mom and him as son, but we just relate to each other as human beings in a responsible way. So whenever I feel I've made a mistake, I apologize, and I will express like very honestly, like, oops, okay, I did that. I will make sure that I am a bit more careful next time. There's never any feeling of that I'm less or that I'm more. Whenever I've done something amazing, or whenever I've done something that I felt, I could do again, or I would choose again. So that's how we relate with each other. So if you're a parent, always know it is possible. It is possible to relate and to connect to your child in a much more honest, true, amazing, and more loving way. It is always possible. But as a parent and as a grown-up, I would always take the first step, no matter how, to first parent myself deeper each day, to allow myself to see the parts of myself that sometimes, are not great as well, and to acknowledge those things. And therefore, I give myself a larger heart, to accept and to receive my child as he is as well. Never needing him to be perfect, but at the same time, always coming back to us as human beings in responsibility, towards ourselves, towards each other, towards the world at large. But if we do not want to take this responsibility, I also understand. I also come into understanding as of why, and there's always patience there, because love is patient. Love never has an agenda of that somebody needs to be a certain way at a certain time. Love is always there, open, always there accepting, always there understanding, always there wanting to understand more, always there expressing everything that is felt, never holding it back. So today, my son still might have some preconceptions about me. I've dropped a lot of mine, of him, and it is a much more open, beautiful, loving relationship that we have with each other. And this is something I feel that every family deserves, and every family could have, and there is a way to do it.